In today's pod, I will be strictly discussing the medical and recreational benefits that I have experienced from smoking cannabis. My goal in this pod is to share experience with some who already understand the benefits of herb and others who understand why cannabis has benefited me and how it may benefit them. Now, if you don't smoke or have some sort of issue with it, please just keep an open mind and try to understand where I'm coming from, and maybe I can help you learn something. So I started smoking cannabis in high school, and ever since it has changed my outlook on life. The first benefit I've experienced is this. When I was a sophomore in high school, I developed symptoms of social anxiety. Before my sophomore year, I had fun at places like basketball and football games, concerts, even school itself. I felt relaxed and worry-free, but then it hit me that year. I began to feel terribly nervous around people I had previously felt fine around. I hated going out because it made me feel sick to my stomach and incredibly anxious. I would overthink every situation and constantly worry about what others were thinking of me. This caused me to feel extremely depressed. Before ever experiencing with cannabis, I took an anti-anxiety medication that I was prescribed known as Xanax. Xanax felt great and wiped away all my anxiety, but it didn't help any of the underlying causes. I stopped taking Xanax soon afterward. I was treating my symptoms from the anxiety, but not curing the actual anxiety itself. I tried talk therapy, but that was only useful to an extent. I needed a change of thought and perception to come from within, and I had never expected cannabis to be the tool that I would use to take my life back. Cannabis is an incredible tool, but like all tools, it can be used improperly and not do the job it's meant to do. Cannabis helped me get rid of social anxiety by opening up a different path of thought in my brain that was non-existent before. When I first started smoking, I would sit for hours just in solid thought. Questions would pop into my head like, why do I do the things I do in my life? Why do I feel how I do? And what is the overall meaning of each situation? These thoughts would fill my head and were overwhelming at first. As time went on, I began to learn from these thoughts and came to conclusions that were previously unrealistic and unachievable before smoking cannabis. From these thoughts, I discovered that worrying in life about things was holding me back from being the person I was meant to be and doing the things that actually made me happy. I attribute cannabis to opening up different pathways in my brain and curing my anxiety, opposed to masking just the symptoms. Cannabis helped me take back my life, and I will never regret that. My emotional state was indefinitely changed from cannabis, but I also experienced physical benefits as well. I had my first migraine, severe long-lasting headache, my sophomore year. I was told that my migraine headaches were caused by a combination of my anxiety and allergies. I went to apply for a medical marijuana card because I discovered that when I smoked marijuana, the migraines were much less severe. Smoking cannabis would help as I felt the start of the migraine and would reduce the pain and nausea as the migraine was in full force. The effects felt natural and were even safer for me than Advil or ibuprofen. I knew I wasn't alone as I went to apply for a medical marijuana card because the doctor told me that migraines were one of the main ailments patients use to apply for a card. Cannabis has done wonders for me and has benefited my life in so many ways. It allows me to take time to appreciate and love the most important things in life. It allows me to really appreciate the beauty in nature, from a forest hike to the birds that sing in my backyard, to find simple beauty and unique tastes of different foods, to understand and appreciate music and art like I never did before, to put more value in conversations between people I love, and to enjoy the simplicities of life that are taken for granted by everyone. While I understand that over the years our society has taught many people to look down on cannabis and people who use it, but it's a new age where we are now understand that cannabis is beneficial to all. In more than one ways, it has changed a lot of people's outlooks on life and provided people a relief from a lot of ailments. I would love to hear your experiences from cannabis, so email us at info.with.a.voice@gmail.com and tell us why it has helped you. Or if you have any questions for me or something you'd like to discuss in a later pod, you can email that as well. Signing off.